Test one, two, three. Oh, that sounds loud and clear. Hey, everybody. It's the Gaming Geezer, Frank Fry, live here from Gainesville, Florida. On a very warm Sunday, June 7th, 2015. Very warm evening it is. And boy, have I got something for you. Yes, I do. Now, a while back, um, Exile Games Studios, a bunch of really cool people out in Seattle, Washington, came out with Hollow Earth Expedition. Positively one of the most deluxe, absolutely butt-kicking, and just all-around wonderful pulp action games going. I mean, this was my first exposure to their system called the Ubiquity system, which was, in my opinion, a very good system. It was everything you could ever want in a system. I always thought it was very, very good. If you want a real good look at how it works, go find RuneSlinger's YouTube channel. He has several videos on there about the game mechanics of the Ubiquity system. You can't go wrong. Trust me on this one. Anyway, according to the book, it's copyright because I can't remember dates that well. I'm 66. Give me a break. My brain's wearing out. But this shows this came out 9 years ago, 2006. And I can't even remember where I got it at. I think I ordered it from RPG Shop. But I heard about it and I heard lots of good things about it. And you know what? The book was even better than its publicity. Yeah, it was. But this book creates a wonderful 1930 style pulp environment where you can indeed feed Nazis to dinosaurs. Yeah. And believe me, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's a very, very, very good evocation of the pulp era of pulp literature. And it's also the beginning of an overarching, dare I say it, meta plot. Well, the next one that came out Secrets of the Surface World. Now, what this did is this specifically added in. This came out, by the way, and well, it came out sometime. Now, actually, probably look on the back. It'll give you the copyright, I think. Oh, no, it doesn't. Come on, there we go. The credits page, and this gives you the copyright of 2007, which is a year later. Boy, I'm really on it tonight. Anyway, this book is very vital, very important because it gave you the secrets of the surface world. It gave you various and sundry secret organizations. It also gave you the rules for psychic powers, magic, and weird science. Sorry, just had to do it that way. Anyhow, but it gave you that. It also gave you a pretty complete catalog of all kinds of stuff. Just all kinds of stuff. It really brought the surface world, the world of Hollow Earth, to life in a very good way. Very thorough, very detailed, and really very neat. This is a very, very good book because this gives you, like I said, the rules to do all kinds of the weird and crazy. Like like I said, psychic powers. Although, if you really read a lot of pulp, you're going to find that there's not a whole lot of spell slinging or psychic powers. Well, you'll have the occasional hero like the Shadow, who uses his ability to cloud men's minds. That kind of, they have that in here. You want that kind of power for your pulp hero? This your baby. Really good. Okay, and then I might add they also brought out an absolutely kick butt GM screen. And from what I understand, there's going to be a new one on the way. Got all your necessary charts and stuff in here. This was one of the first GM screens that I ran into that was not made out of flimsy cardboard. This thing looks like a book, and basically it is. It's book covers. You know, it's this kind of quality. This thing's very durable, very handy to have around. Finally, after several years, I think, watch, this is going to prove me wrong. I got this sometime today. 2009. Hollow Earth Mysteries of the Hollow Earth. Now this does for the Hollow Earth what Secrets of the Surface World did for the surface. Very detailed in here. A lot of detail on actually how to play inhabitants of the Hollow Earth. Beastmen, you could be a Hawkman or a Panther Woman or whatever. You know, plenty of it in here. Plenty of it in here. Which leads me to the next one. Now, in July 1st, 2013, Exile Game Studios finally got around to launching their Kickstarter for their book on Mars. Revelations of Mars. And you know what? About 2 years later, here it is. That's right. Revelations of Mars. I've waited a long, tell you what, we're going to go ahead and flip this around so that when I proudly hold this up, thanks to, I might add, to the folks at Renaissance Printing here in Gainesville, Florida. Really cool bunch of people. So when I hold this up, you can see it in all its resplendent glory. Yes, I am a backer, Kickstarter backer, and I got my PDF. From what I understand, the book will be off to the printer sometime this coming week, and from there, who knows? Probably, I hope it'll hit around August. It'd be a great thing to release at Gen Con. Okay. The reason why I reviewed the first 3 publications, well, 4 if you count the GM screen, because they all lead to this. That's right. Hollow Earth Expedition, Revelations of Mars. And what a revelation it is. Yes, it is. This is one of the most, well, first of all, let me start by saying there's another very fine book. Uses the same Ubiquity system. And that is the 2nd edition of excuse me, this still, just a minute. Space 1889. Okay, what's the difference, you ask? Well, he answers through his firmly clenched white teeth, smiling white teeth. Actually, the difference is in genre, actually. Space 1889 covers what was called Victorian science fiction. And hey, yeah, and it does a superb job of it. And I've already, I think, reviewed Space 1889, so we won't do it here, except to provide as contrast to Revelations of Mars. If Space 1889 is Victorian science fiction / adventure / romance, which it was, Ruritanian romance, if you were, as you know, that sort of thing. Revelations of Mars is swords and blasters, guys and gals, swords and blasters. It's what was called planetary romances. The best examples of this, Edgar Rice Burroughs, John Carter of Mars. This is what we're dealing with here. In 1889, you're dealing with the major powers of Earth sending massive colonial expeditions via ether flyer. Pretty much doing exactly what they did on Earth, coming in and beating upon the natives and all that sort of thing. This, by the way, is not a condemnation, I might add. It's just simply what happened. And this is, the background of the book for 1889. In Revelations, though, you're usually a lone adventurer or a small group of adventurers. You could be humans. How you got there, the book gives you a number of ideas. By rocket ship, because this is rocket science. By mysterious Atlantean gates. We'll get to the meta plot in a minute. But you're there. You're there on Mars. Or you could have even been kidnapped by not so friendly aliens. And that's where it starts. Now, Jeff and his crew, including the very talented Sechin Towers and Nestor Rodriguez, and I'm giving a shout out to these two guys because I know them both. And worked very hard, and they make Mars come alive. This is Mars. Yeah. Now, in the book Mysteries of the Hollow Earth, to kind of backtrack a little, they actually brought in a couple of new forms of magic, like shamanism, alchemy. You can use that on Mars. Weird science from Secrets of the Surface World. Wow, can you use that on Mars? So the book it's basically a tool chest, is what it is, for doing fantasy, science fantasy, so a raft of just all sorts of things. I already am looking at how I can, put some of this stuff into Space 1889. Yeah. And what about the meta plot? Yeah, I said that. That to some people is a very dirty word, meta plot. For me, I'm kind of like, whatever. After all, I used to write for White Wolf, so I'm kind of like really familiar with meta plots. Yeah. But in this one, it's one of these that you can just really kind of ignore if you want. But what it is it deals with Atlantis. Now, in the first book, Hollow Earth Expedition, we get hints of this. The second book, Secrets of the Surface World, it gets even deeper. In the third book, Mysteries of the Hollow Earth, all hell breaks loose because, well, there's the gate. Now, we've seen this a couple of times already in Secrets of the Surface World. The gate opens in this Nazi-held castle where they're doing all these experiments, and the dinosaurs come running out. It's a gate to the Hollow Earth, but the one in Mysteries of the Hollow Earth, and God, I'm probably spoiling it for everybody, but this is how it progresses, leads to Mars. And in this one, well, who knows where those gates lead if you can find one, maybe even get home. But you're given a great deal of tools with which to build characters. I mean, I can imagine the character generation system, character generation session could be a tremendous amount of fun just genning up characters. And as it always is for me anyway, I try whenever I can to devote entire gaming sessions to creating characters. For the players to create characters. Let's everybody get together, sit down, let folks know. Well, it's very easy to do with Revelations of Mars. Really is. There's so much material here. So many things you can be. It's just really remarkable. Now, another very good section is, again, they expand on psychic powers. They expand on weird science. Boy, do they ever. But what do you expect? Because now you found out where the Atlanteans went to. They went to Mars. Oops. Sorry if I've spoiled that for some people. But I'm really happy with this storyline. And if they get to Mars and they become gods, I guess. It's really fascinating. The story is fascinating. You've got a lot to work with. One of the other things that Jeff and his crew did that I thought was tremendous is the entire chapter on vehicles, including cloud ships. How to handle combat between two aerial flyers. Hello, Space 1889? Because they don't really have that in their book. It's still a very, very fine product, and I recommend that you get it as soon as it becomes available. Just, pretty much like this. And this alone is pretty much worth it. The different character options, man, you could be. And speaking of which, they have an entire section which shows you how to design your own character templates for various and sundry creatures. It is tremendous. This is a beautiful book. As always, the artwork is right up there, right up to the standards that Exile Game Studios has always promoted. And I cannot recommend this product highly enough. It was well worth the wait. It really was. Today when I was having it printed out, I'm one of these kind of guys that's easier for me to read the, I like to have a printed book in my hands. And the fellow at the print shop said, well, it may take a while. And I said, look, I've been waiting for this for 2 years. Another hour or two isn't going to bother me in the least. I went and had some ice cream and ran some errands. Came back and got my book. Yeah. It's really worth it, folks. If you get the opportunity, play in this game. Like I said, go to RuneSlinger's channel here on YouTube. And it's got some wonderful stuff on Ubiquity. In fact, I probably expect him to have a very good review of this product maybe in the next couple of days. But I think that I could probably say without being too forward, we both like this a lot. I like it for all the possibilities it opens up, for the care that went into this. This is some good writing and some good game writing. And it's just wonderful. So, I guess that's it. This is probably my first video in about 2 months. If you follow my blog, Stately Fry Manor, you'll read in there as to why this took place, why there was this big gap, and also the fact that I'm going to try and do a little better. I'm going to try and get a little more out here with more stuff. God knows I've got enough games and stuff to review back there and talk about. Anyway, thank you all for listening, and just remember, the bottom line, have fun, play games.